Yeah, I snuck some of Sally's eggs into that duck's nest. Alright, this is the last farm update of the season. It's starting to cool off. We're coming into autumn. It's kind of the first week of October right now. So I just wanted to show kind of what the garden's doing. So the tomatoes are starting to fizzle out. We've still got plenty of tomatoes. They're starting to ease back now, but we've still got green ones that are turning, as you can see. I moved the portable tomatoes out here. We've already gotten a few tomatoes off of them too. These just went slower than the ones in the ground, but they still produced. I mean, you can see how big. You can see how big that is. Peppers still going strong, but they always do best in the late summer anyway. But they've given us plenty of peppers. Even the ones in the containers are making peppers. And the gourds, some of the gourds are even still blooming. They've kind of crossed over into the tomatoes, these vines, but the ones on the fence have started to dry out now. So you can see the leaves are turning brown, and they'll start drying out. And as soon as those are dry, I'll pick them and we'll put them up. But for now, that's where they are. Goats are doing well. But yeah, you can start to see everything starting to kind of ease up now. Got 2 pineapples started there. And here's the strawberries. Those are doing good. And here's that new hollyhock. I took the seeds from the hollyhock that bloomed this summer, and they've already started this generation. So that means these will bloom next year. We won't have to wait 2 years. Banana trees, as you can see. There's the Cavendish, and here's the hardy. The hardy banana did really well in the ground this year. So I'm going to do that from now on. When I always plant a hardy banana plant every year. And the last few years I've put them in pots, and this year I tried them straight into the ground. I put one in the ground last year, but I put it in too late, so it didn't last. But this one has done really well, and that may actually come back. It sprouted some offspring there. And all this stuff is still doing good in here. See, the California elephant ear has gotten huge. That thing was impressive. I'll get those in the future. I like them anyway. I've seen these before. You know, they have the upright leaves, and they're a lot stiffer than these are the regular elephant ears. Which these do good, but you know, we're not exactly in the right environment for these. These really do better in tropical. You know, we're semi-tropical here, so they do better in places like Florida and South Georgia. But anyway, papaya still doing well, still sprouting leaves. The chocolate mint, they always do good. The orange mint and the strawberry mint are starting to fizzle a little bit, but they did a lot better after I moved them all out here. The aloe as well. Soon I'll have to winterize the pond. It's starting to get to that time of year. Need to put a heater in there and probably change the water out. So everything's doing good out here, but I do know that this stuff's going to start browning here soon. So some of this stuff's going to go inside for the winter, and some stuff's going to go in the greenhouse. And a little look at the progress of the gourds. Some of them turned out okay. You know, this one's a pretty good size one, but you know, a lot of them, there's a lot of little small ones. See, I've got tomatoes growing out here too. Over the fence, we had a lot of rain from that hurricane, so a lot of them split. This is what happens if you get too much water. If you water your garden too much, or if it gets too much rain, they'll start to split. You can still eat them, but they split, and you have to cut that part out. So I didn't lose too many tomatoes this year to bugs. I did lose a few. Here's one right here that's got, you know, a place on it. But I have not thrown away as many this year as I did last year or the year before. Yeah, see, here's one that's already dried. See, that'll be ready. I can pick that now if I wanted to, and it's already real light to the touch. And there's seeds in that I can harvest and use for next year. But you can see they're still blooming, a few of them. Now I will say this entire fence is just 4 plants. 4 plants gave us that many gourds. So it did really well, I think. They could be a little bigger, but there's where the root system is right there. But all in all, I'm happy with the turnout, especially since it came out of a 50-cent seed pack from Walmart. So, you know, gourds are easy to grow. You don't really have to do anything. Water them, of course. I started them by seeds first, and then planted the seedlings after they started to grow. But they're just cool. I mean, you can use them for arts and crafts. You can dry them out and make, you know, stuff out of them. I use them for nest boxes. And see, some of these small ones are going to be perfect for the parakeets. And speaking of the parakeets, check on the parakeets. They really enjoyed the summer this year. Very energetic. This is October and you can see we're still getting cherry tomatoes. You know, it's starting to slow down, but it's definitely still producing tomatoes. Still got blooms on it. We get one of these every year, cherry tomatoes. And they always do really well. Something about that breed. Here is the herbs. And I've got a few tomatoes that had holes in them that I'm letting dry out to get the seeds out of those for next year. And here's one of the gourds from 2 years ago. It's real light, very, very light. There's nothing in it. It's probably got a few seeds in it, but that's it. But we used a Miracle Grow that year, and you can see that it's much larger. But that's what I normally do, is hang them up and let them dry. I just haven't ever taken that one down. Here's one that I used in this box, and they use it. Another one over here for the quail. They also use it. They definitely come in handy. And I tell you what, I've also had to replace these trays of suet. I've had to replace them 3 times this year. They really go through those fast. They love them. I think the squirrels are eating it too, but I've got 2 more hanging up over there. So next video, we're gonna have our special announcement, our big news that we've been waiting on to happen is happening. And so a lot of the videos are gonna shift in that direction from what we're about to start doing. And I'll explain more of that in the next video.